Tyson came to town to do a private party for some rich guy, cutting horse guy, and he said, come on down. And then he played the bitter end, too, as I remember. And he had a day off the next day, and I said, come over to the bunker, you know. I got some ideas. And he said, okay, you got any red wine? I go, yeah, I'll get a couple bottles. And he takes the cab over. Of course, he is a pretty citified guy in a way that he lived in New York during the 60s and this and that. But I lived in a pretty rough neighborhood. It's gentrified now, Park Slope. But back then it was pretty mixed and rough, Puerto Rican, black, white. You know, we were all mixed together, scuffling away. And he got off a couple blocks from my bunker in the wrong direction and called me from a payphone, like, where the hell are you, man? They're circling me with knives or something, you know, exaggerating. But I went and got him because he had his cowboy hat on and boots. Brought him to the bunker, and he kind of dug it. You know, it was a room about half this size. And we played songs and drank wine and told stories. And back in the time when people did that, whether you were Guy Clark or Towns or, you know, I was just getting into that. I had missed all that in the 60s and 70s, you know. 1969, I was in West Africa teaching sociology, you know. I had to get into the game a little later, so I missed that kind of folk thing and swapping songs. And so we did that, and he sang the castration of the Strawberry Roan, the whole 20 bloody verses that were pretty obscene, and we had a good time. And I told him about this idea I had for a song, Navajo Rug, about a couple making love on an old Navajo rug, and blah, blah, blah. I had a few verses, and he said, that's a damn good idea. And I said, well, here. He goes, just shove it in the guitar case. And I thought, well, once again, I thought, you know, that's the last I'll hear of this one. And I got him a taxi back to New York, and he called me up about a week later and said, I think he was in a Super 8 motel in Fort Worth. He goes, I finished that song. It's a damn hit. You know, he goes, I wrote the chorus, and he wrote most of the melody, two-step melody. And Jerry Jeff made it really into a fast two-step. But he goes, it's a damn hit, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to polish it up. And he recorded it about a year later on 𝐶𝑜𝑤𝑏𝑜𝑦, which was his big turnaround record. And I think a big turnaround record for cowboy music.